And next, our Fireside Chat, tapping into cost-effective wastewater treatment and utilization, leveraging innovation to counter water utility challenges. It focuses on wastewater treatment and its importance in managing water utility challenges. Please welcome our esteemed speaker for the engaging discussion, Mr. Nicholas Burnett, Head of Water Recycling at ENOWA, and the session moderator, Mr. Paulo Resende, wastewater expert at international water distribution company, Tausia.
Cheers. Okay. Oh. Good. Assalamu alaikum. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, it's a pleasure to be with you in this Saudi Infrastructure Summit. Thank you for the invitation from the organization, the Saudi Contractors Authority and the DMG event. Congratulations for the success of the event. My name is Paulo Resende. I'm Business Development Director and Wastewater Specialist from Tausia. And I have on my right Mr. Nick Burnett, Head of the Water Recycling at ENOWA.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Paulo. It's a pleasant pleasure to be here on this really important event and hopefully a very enthusiastic audience.
And I would say that it's a big pleasure to have Nick with me, a friend and gentleman who is sharing this market with me since a long time. We met like 2 years ago, but we have both of us a very long track on this industry. Nick, what are the challenges you are facing right now in designing sustainable systems for the wastewater treatment and the reuse in a project such as NEOM, with all the challenges, being such a one-of-a-kind project, unseen to say the least. Share with us your concerns and the challenges you are facing.
One of the biggest challenges we face is change and the pace of the project. So NEOM is moving at such a rapid pace. There is a lot of change. There's a lot of new master plans being released, and to try and keep pace of the change and the pace of the project is a real challenge. So we find that this can be quite difficult. The other kind of challenge is market confidence. So whenever I leave Saudi and I talk about NEOM, people always say to me, "Oh, is NEOM real?" So we're trying to, we say, "Yeah, of course. Come and see it. Come to NEOM. Come and see. We have an operational treatment plant. We're producing recycled water. We're reusing this water actually in NEOM now." So it's getting that confidence from the market that they can actually be aligned to our vision.
And looking at all the challenges and how the works are progressing, it's really tough. I think it's a dream job, but I don't know if it's such a dream or a nightmare. You tell me. To be guessing all the time what's going to be the next step, how it's going to look in the future, so you can address the operational needs of the systems, right?
It's true, and we have to think about expandability, modularity, and design all the time. So we can't, we cannot design a wastewater treatment plant or a water recycling plant to be on a fixed population or fixed flow. We have to be mindful of the change. So we have to make sure that our processes that we select, our treatment technologies not only are they robust, but they're also modular, expandable, and they can, they're fit for purpose, not just in 2025, but in 2045, 2055, and beyond.
Good luck with that. And one of the key notes of NEOM and ENOWA is the implementation of new technologies. Share with us, please, the need for innovation and how does it play with sustainability? What do you need to have on a specific technology to be accepted, to feel confident for the implementation? Because whatever you're doing right now will have its own life cycle, has to be resilient, has to be something that you can operate and produce the right outputs, right?
It's true, but without innovation, we can't look to the future. So, it's very, very important to us to consider innovation from day one. So this is a little bit of a pitch, but we're tendering a project at the moment at Albada. We could have just put in a conventional biosolids facility, but on the back end, we want to install an innovation center, even though it's temporary, but it allows us to look to the future, to look to these more sustainable technologies. So even, we're not just, this is not just a strategy that's on a piece of paper or a PowerPoint presentation. This is real, and this is on the market now.
Indeed it is. And about the sustainability, for you to select specific technology, what kind of attributes you are looking for?
We want it all. So we want low CapEx, we want low OpEx, we want reliability, we want low carbon emissions. So we have a team of process engineers that evaluate technologies based on, how much footprint we have, what are the reuse standards, and it's basically, it's fit for purpose. Not every site is the same, as you well know.
Yes, indeed I do. And another key note on your projects are the zero discharge and the reuse of the TSE, the sludge, and the production of energy, the independence of the plants. So what are the challenges? What are the opportunities you are facing?
Let's start with the positives, the opportunities. So, if we reuse our treated sewage effluent, we can reduce the demand on the desalination system, for example. We can regreen, we can take away this reliance on groundwater abstraction. If anyone's been to NEOM and they know the kind of the geography, the location, they can see that, already by reducing this groundwater abstraction, we're actually seeing more, we're actually seeing green in the desert. I think it's not been like that for, for a number of years.
True.
So that's a huge opportunity. In terms of challenges, the biggest one will be making sure that our demand matches the supply. So as you know, Albada has been producing 4,000 cubes a day of treated sewage effluent, and it's taken nearly a year to kind of have that demand to uptake that. People still have this, aversion to using treated sewage effluent. They would rather use groundwater and paying more money than we charge for recycled water. So it's, for me, there's an element of education there, an element of community engagement,
awareness,
and awareness. Yeah, that it's safe. It's not, depending on how you treat it, it's obviously not safe to drink, but it is safe for certain applications, dust suppression, landscape irrigation, for example.
And taking Albada, not only Albada, but also other projects, you are also preparing yourselves to generate high quality sludge.
Yep. So that's part of our strategy, as you know, is to take the biosolids, to harness that, that kind of renewable energy within the biosolids, creating biogas, reusing the combined heat and power from this biogas, reuse it in our process. So thermal hydrolysis requires heat. We have heat within that sludge, so that we have heat and power. So it's a very circular system that we're kind of, the model that we have.
Okay. Next question. Are you afraid, or how do you deal, it's better to put it that way, with the need to implement new technologies, to bring new knowledge to the kingdom, and the lack of current locally availability of resources? So how do you manage that? How do you see NEOM role engaging the local partners with universities, with international partners? How do you see?
It's got to be through collaboration. We obviously we want to encourage the local content standardization, but we do realize that perhaps the international contractors have more experience in these fields. So we encourage our contractors, or shall we say partners, we encourage our partners to develop these relationships with local companies. And ideally, we would love to see our contractors, our partners, local Saudi companies based in NEOM, working with us. The UK models, alliance models. So rather than the them and us mentality, I would much have an alliance with international expertise with the local Saudi presence. That's our vision.
Okay. So, sorry about that. Sorry about that. Now, looking back, we're always talking about innovation, but looking back to the existing technologies, um, are we dismissing the old technologies too soon? Technologies that have been in the market since 20, 30 years with, that we know how to operate not only here, but all around the world with proven efficiencies, looking for some kind of dream when we are trying to invest so much in new technologies?
That's an interesting question, but I don't think we are. I think most of the technologies now that we consider, I don't know how many wastewater people are in this room, but technologies such as Narita, MABR, they're all derivatives of these, these tried and tested old technologies, as we say. So we're just taking the basic principles from the old technology, and we're using innovation and education to apply them in lower footprint, so we don't need big civil structures anymore. We can go away, have much more intensified processes. We're going away from traditional civil engineering solutions, and we shouldn't really be thinking of this as sewage treatment plants. These should be resource factories run by chemical engineers. We can recover so much and we will not do it in NEOM. And rather than throwing in the sea, we can recover TSE, we can recover nutrients, we can recover energy. So if we stuck with the old technologies and not the derivatives, then we're not advancing, and we're no different.
Yeah. Are you in any way concerned about our capability and the current capacity in the kingdom to run those systems? What do you think is needed and what is NEOM and ENOWA role to prepare the future operators and future generation? Because this is what we are talking about.
Yeah.
We are preparing something for the future. NEOM, it's not now, it's future.
Yeah, that's true.
So what needs to be done for us to have the guarantees? We are talking about wastewater treatment, but we could be talking about any other sector in NEOM. So what needs to be done?
For me, it stems back to my previous answer: collaboration, right? Without this collaboration of international experts, the companies that have run these technologies in the past, they need to be in Saudi. They need to work with Saudi companies, and they need to bring that talent into the kingdom so we can develop the talent within the kingdom. So without the collaboration of our international partners, then it will be very difficult to implement these technologies.
True.
As you know,
Yeah, we are happy as Tauzia, we have been involved in several consortiums, bringing local and foreigner expertise, trying to add value to our projects.
And getting that balance, right? And
getting the balance. Yeah, and every day we believe we are gaining more confidence, and we are developing the resources internally, locally. So whatever used to be something from UK or Belgium or whatever became something from our day-to-day business. So,
and that's if maybe you can jump onto the last kind of point. What's in our pipeline? Our pipeline this year is we have the oxygen as our kind of our diamond, if you like, and this has all these new technologies. It's got thermal hydrolysis. It's got MABR, which there's only 5 or 6 references globally. So these will not only be first of a kind in the kingdom, they'll be a first of a kind in the GCC. So this is a real opportunity for anyone that's an international partner or a willing partner or a would-be partner. These are amazing opportunities, and they're real. The concept design is complete, and this will be tendered in October. So this is an amazing opportunity.
We have Albada, we have Oxygen coming. Actually, 2 projects in Oxygen.
So we got the Oxygen Village as well, which is going to be tendered at the end of September. So there's a good pipeline of work there, and next year we have the line. So we're looking at a PPP type model for the line for the wastewater treatment plant.
Okay, it's going to be challenging.
It will be challenging, and without the support, we can't do it on our own.
I guess I'm not alone when I'm referring that we are here for you because it's a national project and it's on everybody's best interest that you guys succeed in what you are doing.
Yep.
And hopefully we will be able to support. And thank you, Nick. And just for everybody's information, Nick has an issue with his right arm, and he's in real pain here. So we do appreciate the effort to be here to respond to the question.
I couldn't say no. It was a fantastic opportunity, and it's a great project to work on. So we hope I'll have lots of conversations after this meeting.
Thank you very much, Nick.
Thank you.
Any questions? Who has the mic, please? Pardon? So we have this gentleman, and that gentleman, and another one. Oh, we have a full house. Okay.
Hello. When you talk about wastewater use, there are always questions and concerns. I have a very brief question. Do you have any concern about public acceptance in terms of wastewater reuse in NEOM?
We have big concerns on it. So not just on the wastewater reuse, but the biosolids as well. So our strategy is on biosolids to reuse and apply onto land. So it's something we started very early within our NEOM communities, is engaging with the communities to make sure that, not to make sure, but to try and get the buy-in from people. We're not aiming to use our recycled water for obviously for indirect potable reuse. It's for landscape irrigation only, and possibly construction dust suppression as well. So we're starting kind of with I guess the lower requirements. So we hope that the communities will be accepting of that.
If you allow me just to add something, we have not only in NEOM, we are operating one of the filling stations, the one that actually delivers the TSE. There is a big effort to explain to the final users that water can be used with no risks for certain applications, and that is part of the kingdom's plan to fight the shortage of such a valuable resource we have. So we have been talking a lot about desalination, right? But from time to time, you need to stop and you need to think, where are we using the TSE? Why we are not using high quality? Because we are talking about high quality TSE for activities that can be more than suitable to use that resource. And this is part of the process to relieve the pressure on our own resources. Every time we are desalinating potable water for irrigation, having TSE available, well, this is kind of nonsense, but needs to be explained. There is an awareness process. Going back to, for example, our projects with SWPC, Estauzia now, I'm talking about Estauzia. The reuse of TSE became a very important part of it, okay? And there is an acceptance that we're going to produce very high quality TSE, and this TSE needs to be reused for the good of the kingdom, and it's just obvious, okay? There is a process, there is some education to be done, there is some awareness to be done, and I believe we are all here, and this event is a proof of that, to be included in such a summit like this. The fact that we are discussing this shows how important this topic is.
Yeah. Okay. Without kind of addressing that, we'll not succeed. And we see at the moment we have a tanker filling station, and there's groundwater wells adjacent to it, and people would rather pay more money for the groundwater than use our TSE, even though it's for dust suppression or irrigation. So it's a real challenge. So we've done a couple of, we're very involved with our schools in NEOM. So we have a school, we get the kids, we get them to come to our plant, we run community events so that it becomes kind of acceptable that this is not just a yucky product.
Thank you. My question, okay, the line is an example of a sustainable community or whatever new and I mean technology in water and wastewater, which is good, will be applied. I mean, as a figure, roughly 10 million. I think this is the population estimated on the line. How much smaller will be the sewage treatment plant? I mean, with the habits of sustainability and sustainable solution. Sure, understand the question.
I believe you are asking how much you will be able to reduce the size of the facilities.
Smaller than a normal community.
Yeah, so the question basically is comparing to a normal city, because the goal of the line as a concept is to reduce the footprint, right? So it will impact not only the line as inhabitants living in a certain space and a certain configuration, but also in the facilities. The utilities will be configured in another way. So how much you are targeting to reduce as a footprint?
That's a very tricky question. So it's obviously a vertical city, so we can't have, there's very strict, requirements. With the line, it's going to be obviously a very high quality, prestigious development. So we can't really have the wastewater treatment facilities within the line. We're still going to have to look at, centralized facilities outside the line. So I don't think you're not going to get these reductions that you may think, that somebody may think you were really going to get. Only the reductions we'll get will be by the choice of the most appropriate technology, but the constraints are such that it will be very difficult. The risk of odor, the risk of spillage, the risk of breaching the TSE that's uncompliant within the line it's probably too risky to take. So we'll probably end up treating it outside the line and recirculating it on for irrigation around it.
Nick, it's kind of an observation, but also a question. Nowadays, we are talking a lot about reducing, for example, going to something very, very basic, that is the gray waters, the reuse of the gray waters. I believe this is going to be an important part of the project. To even reduce the flushing, to make it more concentrated, to eliminate the amount of water. So, and going to kind of a question now, are you analyzing as NEOM, not only your department, for sure you have lots of people from different departments thinking about that, to make a mix of those technologies?
It can be, yeah, I mean, but it's going to be application based, right? So I think on our islands, we're going to be constrained by footprint. Then I think grey water technologies make a lot of sense. But if we're producing desalinated water with at zero energy, with renewable energy, I remember brine is something we want brine, right? So we want the brine so we can extract valuable materials from it. So do we necessarily want to limit the production? I'm not so sure.
So you do have something interesting, because taken from the presentation from Greg. Actually, it's the other way around. You are not producing water and trying to reuse the brine. You want to produce brine, and the water is like a byproduct.
It's true. So that's an interesting way of looking at it. It depends on the market demand. If there is demand for these materials that can be recovered, and if we have renewable energy, kind of fueling this, then yeah, you're right. Water will be a byproduct, because we may require to produce X kilograms or X tons of magnesium or lithium, and the water becomes a byproduct. And in that case, you don't really want the grey water separation.
Okay.
So.
Let's do the last one, please. Yeah, we are.
Yes.
We are over in terms of time.
Yes. Hi.
Let's do two more, because I noticed that gentleman as well. So let's go for this one, if you don't mind.
Dealing with treated treated sewage. Uh, the product that is dried.
Can you just get a little, okay.
Okay. The product that is dried from the sewage treatment plant, the sewage itself, for so long it has been thought as a waste that needs to be disposed. Now it is thought as an opportunity, a product by itself. However, the challenge is transporting this product is very expensive. How are you dealing with this in NEOM?
So in NEOM, the plan will be to have not, you know the size of NEOM, it's massive, it's the size of Belgium. So we can't have one, large wastewater treatment facility serving the whole of NEOM. So what we'll be doing is looking at smaller decentralized facilities. So by having decentralized facilities that, that may blend in with the local, like for example, Oxygen Village is very close to the population center. So we should therefore minimize the conveyance networks and then minimize the recycled networks as well. So it's the approach is, on that is really decentralization.
So we will have the last question, please.
Hi, thank you for this session. My one question is, like if you are going for a decentralized or a pilot project for a single home, so the wastewater which is treated using a septic tank with the aerobic and anaerobic processes, how frequently on a daily basis we can store it in a storage tank, how frequently can we reused for irrigation? For example, we get more water stored in the tank, but it's not always possible to use it on daily basis. And what is discharge method? Should we go for some external agent to collect it and take it to some other bigger area, or can we use it for on daily basis, something like that?
Okay, so just to clear, the wastewater treatment plants, they are continuous equipment. They are operating 24/7. Okay, they are generating that the treated sewage effluent on a continuous basis. Of course, the time of storage should be the least possible, because you're always going to have a little bit of organic matter, okay, that may bring some side effects, okay. Usually, as Nick said before, it's all a matter of demand against production. So if you are producing more than the demand to reuse that, this TSE, you need to dispose of. Okay, you should not have. But this is not only applied to wastewater; it's applied even to potable water. After a certain period, the potable water will lose some of the characteristics. It's going to be the risk of contamination start to get higher. Goes in the same sense. Okay, I don't know if I
The irrigation requirements in NEOM will be very high. There's a lot of landscape irrigation required. So I don't even think that the TSE, the supply will not match the demand. Even in winter conditions, we will have to rely on potable water top up for irrigation. So I don't think an excess will be. The calculations we've done so far show that there'll be no excess. Okay. Well, I think basically, if we have septic tanks in NEOM, then I've not done a good job. We'll not have septic tanks. There'll be conveyance networks. There'll be no septic tanks.
Okay.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for your attention. Hope to see you soon. Nick, thank you very much.
Thank you, Paulo.
Cheers.